All right, so I'm outside of a 2018 Honda Ridgeline. This is the RTL-T edition. I'm gonna start you outside and then walk you inside, but I figured I'd just show you some of the features that a lot of the people like about this car. Obviously, it's a standard truck bed. It is lined, so it's kind of nice in that sense. Now I'm gonna show you some of the different things that this has. So, in a Ridgeline, you have a dual swinging tailgate. So I can swing this open from two different directions. And you'll see your grab is actually down here in the corner. So you can see it under there. Moving up, I do have storage in this vehicle. So I've got storage down here that I can get into. You can see my spare is down there, and then I have storage. This is actually plugged, so I can use it as a drain too. So if I want to throw some drinks and stuff in there during the summer, I absolutely can. So I do have tie downs already in this car. They come standard. You'll see them over in the corners. I've got them right here too. So you don't have to pay extra to have those added in or anything like that. I do have additional storage if I can get it open with one hand. We'll see how good I can do. All right, so you can see I have additional storage in here too. So this is kind of nice. If you were jumping up to an RTL-E, you would have access to a power outlet there too. It will charge on the go, so if you had a drill or something you need to hook up, you could. So that is the back side of the car. Now let's walk you around to the side, and I'll show you a couple things here. So, helps if I, oh, where's my key? Let's unlock this bad boy and show you some different things. So, in the back of the car, you can see I do have a handle right down here that is leather interior, since it is an RTL-T. I do have a fold-down armrest. I do have cup holders over there. You can see I have AC vents in the back. Just kind of nice as far as your passenger goes. There's a pull handle here to throw up my seats, so I can throw them up. And you can see I have plenty of storage underneath, so I could load in something nice and big here if I needed to. I know a lot of vehicles out there, this is going to be cupped or weird spaced or shaped. It's kind of nice that this one's almost completely flat with the exception of the edge that it locks into place. So that's how that works. Now, since this is a Ridgeline, I will point out the car does come with a remote start. To use it, you always press the lock button first, make sure your doors are locked, then you press and hold the remote start button. After a couple seconds, it should fire on the car for you. You can see my car just fired on. It is a smart key, so I don't have to have it in my pocket. I can put my hand on the door. It'll unlock same way I can lock the door from right here. When I hop in, this is going to turn my AC or heat on. And the engine, you'll notice that none of the electronics are on. To do that, it's going to prompt you. Put your foot on the brake, tap that start button, and then everything else will come on in the car. So just a safety feature, it wants to detect that the key is now in the car. So, dash-wise, let's start you on the left side. I've got power windows. My passenger and driver's side are auto up-down. My door locks and my window locks, you can see with the LED light if they're on. Moving over to the dash, I do have my left and right, and then I can adjust the mirrors accordingly. Moving down here, vehicle stability assist. This works with your traction control. It's always on unless I press and hold this for a few seconds to turn it off. Only time you'd want to turn this off is if you were stuck in the mud and wanted to spin your tires. What it's designed to is if I lose traction on one side, it'll transfer power to the other side. So that's how this works. My cargo lighting in the back, whenever I turn it on, you'll see that green light come on up there. So it's just letting you know that you have it and if it's on. Econ button will improve gas mileage of the car. Whenever I turn this on, you will see a green light come on there and see the green leaf. What it does is improve gas mileage, but it shuts down some of the electrical systems in the front end of the car, affecting things like your AC unit and your accelerator. So keep in mind, it's a give and take system. Moving on to the steering wheel. All right, so up top here, this is gonna be kind of a quick jump. Gives me three different options I can go to. If you'll see, I'm gonna toggle through all three. I've got navigation, I've got Bluetooth, and I've got audio. So it allows me to jump quickly through those three. So that's what this is over here. Moving down, I've got plus and minus for my volume controls. Left and right will jump between either your favorite stations or it'll jump to the next track depending on what kind of audio you're listening to. Source button right here in the middle will toggle through your audio. Whatever I've hooked up, so you can see it toggling right now. That's what's going on. Down here, this is also like a quick touch screen. When I hit this, like if I have audio pulled up, it'll pull up and allow me to scan, save presets, category settings, things like that. So that's what this button is, and you can see I have my controls. It tells me what to hit over here on the left side. So my Bluetooth controls are right here to answer a phone call, to hang up or go back. You can see both symbols and then voice command. The voice command button is set up to where I can say, press it and say call so-and-so. If I'm hooked up through Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which I'll explain in a minute, it gives me access to OK Google and Siri. So I'll explain what's going on there. Moving over to the right side, my cruise control settings right here. If cruise is on, you'll see cruise main. That's that green box flashing right there. It'll stay on too. So if I get out of the car, come back and turn it back on, it'll still be on. Once I get up to speed, I can press set, cancel, resume. This stuff is pretty standard as far as the cruise control settings. Down below that, you'll see a couple for informational screens. This is what's going to allow you to jump through the different screens up here. So depending on what you want to see. So that's what this is. If I wanted to reset all my trips, I can press and hold the center button. It's a reset button, so you'll recognize it. So that's what's going on there. Over on the left side stalk, so this is going to have my auto on-off headlights, which I have it set right now. My fog light controls are down below, and then you'll see a button on the tip of the blinker stalk. If I press that, that will turn on the camera over off the right side. My blind spot camera, red line is the end of my car. Red to orange is a car length. Orange to orange is car length. I can either press that button, which I'll show you where it is. It's right there, and turn it on and off. Or anytime, well, this is the default setting, anytime I hit my right blinker on, it's designed to turn on. You can affect that feature, turn it on and off. It's in the settings, but I just want you to know there's two different ways to do it from the default. Over on the right stalk, you're gonna see your windshield wiper control. So up and down is gonna turn them on and then affecting the speed since it's intermittent. Moving over to the touchscreen. So on the touchscreen, I'm gonna jump to your home page. This will give you kind of essentially all your apps that the car has to offer, right? So navigation is set up through Garmin. I like it because it's a pretty simple setup. You can see it starts you off from a nice easy view. If I go to the map, as far as moving around, you know, you can pinch, you can pull to slide in and out. It's easy to understand and use, and it's using formations and techniques that everybody's used to using on their phone. So that's what I like about these guys. You can use voice commands as far as the voice command button that you saw, as far as, you know, give me directions here, that sort of thing too. So keep that in mind. Phone, Bluetooth, it allows you to connect up. As far as connecting up your phone, the first time you tap this, it'll prompt you to add a phone and walk you through that. If you've added a phone and you need to add a second phone, go to settings. From there, we're gonna go to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Then we wanna add something to the Bluetooth and device list. So we're gonna select that, and then down here, add Bluetooth device. And then it'll prompt you, make sure your Bluetooth is on, and hit continue. From there, it's about 30 seconds and you're connected up. So that's how you add a phone to Bluetooth on this vehicle. Information screen, this gives you two different options that I mainly use. First is the tripometer. This is if you just wanna see that trip info. You can get that info in a couple different places. So you can have it on this menu screen up here, which is what you're seeing right there, or if you want it on the larger screen, you can have it right there. Also, if you just wanted to make a clean screen, you don't like a lot going up on here, you could run with this. This is the default setting. Or if you wanted to load up a picture, you could do it through the USB, which you've got a USB right there. And you have a USB down in the box down here. And it'll allow you to upload a JPEG. So just be aware that you have that option in case you love your grandkids, your dogs, or whatever it may be. Audio-wise, I'll show you all the options on the car. So you've got FM, you've got AM, you've got 90 days of satellite radio, and then afterwards it's up to you if you want to continue. You have USBs that you can plug into, whether it be MP3 player or just USB drive with music saved to it. To run pretty much anything with an eye, so you can plug any of that stuff in. It is Pandora compatible. Pandora, I will warn you about one thing. When you use that specific button right there, it's going to lock up your phone while it's using Pandora. So if you needed to get to an address or anything like that, it's going to prevent you from getting to it. So I like to use the Bluetooth symbol, mainly because I use Spotify also. It'll work, either one will work through the Bluetooth symbol, but it still gives you access to your phone in case you needed to get to that address, if you needed to get that text telling them when you would be there, that sort of stuff. So just keep in mind that you have that info available to you. Moving back, Honda Link is set up to where you can connect up via Wi-Fi. You can create a hotspot for your phone, and it'll give you connections to get things like recall notices, the VIN on your car, just general info right now. So pretty simple stuff there. Smartphone connection, this is what I was mentioning earlier as far as using the button down here as far as voice commands. So if I plug into the USB down here, the one with the phone on it, plug my phone up to it, it will give me access to my phone's navigation system. So if I'm using an Android-based phone, I have access to Google Maps and Waze. If I'm using an Apple phone, I have access to Apple Maps, which I know not necessarily everybody's a fan of. This car already has a navigation system, so I don't know that this plays as big a role in this vehicle, but some of my other cars don't. It also gives you access to your music, your messages. As far as an Apple user, when you connect up, when you pull the screen on, it's going to look just like your home screen. You're going to see all the apps. It's going to be very, very familiar. Android-based guys, which is me also, it's going to look a little bit different, but you're going to recognize a whole lot of what's going on there. And the same thing, you have access to music, messages, maps, and some more. So just be aware of that. Settings in the car, I'll show you a couple different things here. As far as turning on some of the guidelines and stuff for the cameras, that's right there. Vehicle settings, there's some stuff in here I really like. As far as door setup, this is where you can affect your door lock. So right now the car's set to where when I hit 10 miles an hour, it automatically lock the doors. You can affect this and change to a couple different options there. As far as getting out of the car, right now it's set up to when I open my driver's side door to unlock the others. I have some options here that I can change. So these are just things that I like to point out to different people as far as what's going on. Let's jump back one. Keyless access setup. Another feature I really like, the walkaway auto lock. What this allows you to do is if I enable it, if I get outside of 10 feet from my car and the keys in my pocket, it'll automatically lock the door. So that way, if I'm one of those people who forgets if I locked my door or not, this will make sure it's always locked. Be a little bit less hassle. So just some different features, things that I'll usually walk you through and show you. But there's plenty of options in here that you can look around at. It's easy to access and work through. Moving down, your AC setup, I'll turn it on here. It's a tri-zone climate control, so I can do left, right, and back separate of each other. So just be aware of that as far as getting to your rear settings. You can do it from here, and then I could affect what's going on, jump back, and now I can affect these two. If they're synced up, then so sync. Now I'm affecting both, or all three really at once. If I unsync, I can affect mine separate of this one, separate of that one. So just kind of cool. This car does have heated seats, so my controls are right here. And you'll notice perforated leather comes with that to allow the heat through. So that's what's going on in that sense. Down here I do have a power outlet and then another USB, along with down in the box I've got another power outlet and a USB. So that's what's going on down in there. On here you will notice I also have a snow. This is just a traction control setting. It affects shifting points and things like that to help maintain traction on the road. This car does come with an auto-dimming mirror. It does have home links, so I've got connections there that I can get to, and then just a sunglass holder and what I call new car stuff, you know. Hey, it's got lit vanities and things like that. Hopefully this helps answer some questions. If you have furthers, you can always comment on the video. You can call me at 512-443-4300 and ask for Justin, or you can email me at jfuller, that's the letter J, and then fuller@howdyhonda.com. Thank you much.